Alright guys, so as you can see, we installed a dump bed kit, and I'm going to show you the process from start to finish, so make sure you watch till the very end. But I got to announce something really quick if you don't know about it. July 30th, we are having a truck meet, and July 31st, we're having a truck show at Ryan's Diesel Service in North Prairie, Wisconsin. And I'll leave all that information in the description below. Really cool thing about this truck show is we will have a dyno on Saturday, which would be the 31st. If you plan on running your truck, make sure you pre-register. Ryan also told me that he will throw you guys a t-shirt if you pre-register for the dyno. So if you want to run it and see what kind of horsepower, torque you guys get on your vehicle, pre-register. Links in there. I look forward to seeing everybody there. Everyone's invited. So enough with that. Let's go ahead and get into this video. What's up guys? Welcome back to another episode. Man, I am so excited right now. I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to install a dump bed kit on my Dodge Cummins. As you can see, we're not done with it. She's got a lot of work to do, but I've been holding on to this dump bed kit for a few months now, and I haven't installed it yet. And I really don't want to wait for the entire truck to be done for me to actually do this. So let me show you what we have here. It looks pretty simple. I'll explain to you guys how I did everything at the very end of the video, but the parts are minimal. There's really not too much I have to install. Let me show you. There's not a million pieces. I know we have a ton of hardware to do, but overall, I'm pretty pumped about this. Now, I ordered this kit from Pierce Dump Bed Kits. I saw a lot of YouTube videos on it. Figured I'd share the knowledge with you guys and show you guys how we do this. This is honestly gonna correlate for pretty much every make and model. Trucks, you know, Chevy, Dodge, Ford, if you will. Of course, the process will be a little different depending on the year, make, and model of your vehicle, but the overall gist is gonna be very much the same. I have never done this before. I'm gonna attempt to do this in my garage. We'll see how it goes. These are your hinge brackets right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm essentially just gonna go ahead and cut an L right off the end of this right here. Gonna allow that to do is pick up like that. It's gonna sit on a hinge. You see where I'm getting at? Of course, we're gonna hook up the pump and the hydraulics and all the brackets and all that. But that's kind of the overall idea on this one right here. It's gonna basically go on a hinge on the back, and we're gonna have the hydraulics right here in the center to pick up the bed. Let's go ahead and get into the install. I'll go ahead and explain everything once I'm done with it. And then of course, I'm gonna leave a link in the description if you guys are interested in purchasing one of these kits for your vehicle as well. Let's get to work. Guys, so we pulled it out. She likes my Minnie Mouse chair. So the hinges go up and down like that, and they shut like that. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm actually gonna go ahead and install the bed now. That way I know exactly where to mock up my brackets that are supposed to go from here to here, so I can hook up my hydraulic arm, because I don't want to start just going crazy and installing things where I want and the bed not line up the way I want it. So let's keep moving. Okay, I'm having way too much fun with this thing. We just finished it. Let me show you how I did this. I still have to button it up, guys, but I'm just too excited. I have to show it to you. It is a little rough, okay? We're not done. So some of the wiring I have to still clean up. But this beam support right here actually connects to this cross member underneath the cab. And what I did is I went ahead and pinned it right here. And then of course it's hooked up to this cross member. It's a pretty simple idea, really. They give you the brackets for it, and really what you do is you go ahead and just drill your holes through these cross beams right here underneath the bed, and you just bolt everything up. Now, in the future, I'm going to go ahead and weld everything. I'm going to paint the entire underside of this bed here. I'm going to clean everything up. It's going to look really nice when I'm done. The end, it does pivot on these hinges back here. That's why I had to notch it right there. Everything was pretty straightforward with the hydraulic lines. I went ahead and plumbed one up here and then one down there. The way this works is it's plumbed to the hydraulic pump. I'm not going to explain the wiring to you guys, but it's very self-explanatory. You have a solenoid up here, and it does require the ground to be there. And I went right to the frame. I'm not sure if that was in the instructions, but it made sense. And then we went all the way here to this battery right here. So ran it through the frame, and it's a pretty clean install. In the instructions, it calls for roughly about 3 quarts of transmission fluid, so I went ahead and put that in there. So it should be enough to feed this big giant cylinder. Guys, I know the truck looks rough, okay, but don't look at it for what it is, and just wait until it's completely done. Because once this truck is reworked, the body, like the dings, the dents, the scratches, the truck's going to get completely repainted. We're going to put some nice wheels on it. The interior is going to be completely redone. The engine's going to be powder coated. I know you guys see like this big red ugly spray painted cover on top of this engine. All the parts that I think need to be powder coated, I'm going to go ahead and just remove all that stuff and do it in my garage, because I want to dabble in that as well. So we'll see how that works out. Never done this before. What are the benefits of a dump bed, really? If you buy a dump trailer, you're looking at anything upwards between $2,500 to about $4 grand, depending on the size, maybe even more. The other thing about a dump bed is you actually have to back it up. I've had to do this multiple times. This unit probably only weighs, 150 pounds, maybe a little bit more. But a trailer, a dump trailer, depending on the size, you're talking thousands of pounds that you have to pull behind you. This is going to be good for mulch, gravel, a couple yards maybe. This is going to make my life so much easier because I'm going to be using this truck to move wood. That's the goal with this one right here. It's going to look really good though. The truck's going to look amazing. Don't forget about the 2 turbos we're going to install in this Cummins. So this is how it works. You have an up and down button, and here's your cord right here, which I need to feed it through the cab somehow. I need to figure that out yet. But look how fast this goes down. And then you're locked in. I'm sure you guys saw it in the time lapse, but really what I did is I installed the rear hinges on the bed, on the frame, and then I picked it up with the hoist, and then I put a pretty long 2x4 underneath it, so in case the hoist failed, it would land on a 2x4. But regardless, if that thing fell on me, I'd probably be dead. The longest process on this was mocking the bed up with the actual frame of the hydraulics to the bed. I think measuring was probably the longest process, just trying to make sure that it's right. Because once you drill those holes, there's really no turning back. Like I said, guys, not entirely done. I still have to weld this to the bed. And that's full lock. It's about a 45-degree angle. Looks really good. If this is off just a little bit, it's gonna bind coming down. You don't want that. So I really took my time on this project. They do give you a cable that goes from here and it stretches out across to the other side of the frame. For that to rest on, it kind of just free floats. That's how it's designed. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and fab up something. I think I'm gonna weld something like a little bracket that goes down and over. That way, once it sits down, it rests on something instead of, a cable. And then I'll probably put some padding underneath it so it's not bouncing around on that metal. This right here is a wireless controller for the dump bed kit, which I haven't installed yet, so I want you to stay tuned for a later video. Once this truck is painted and done and everything's clean and it looks good, I'm actually going to go ahead and demonstrate the wireless controller as well. But I'm sort of running out of time and I want to get this video posted, but you get the idea, up and down. But I don't have to really worry about that anymore. The neck to your fuel tank will be relocated. I do have a bracket that I need to install. It's going to shoot out about here. Once the bed is down, you're not going to be able to see it. But if you go to fill up your gas tank or your diesel tank, you're going to actually have to lift this up just a little bit in order to put fuel in your tank. Now that I think about it, it's not really a disadvantage because I'll be able to use this hydraulic bed. I'll be able to work it, here and there, probably once or twice a month to put fuel in it. Say, A, we know that it works, and B, it's being lubricated, and we don't have to worry about going to a job site or loading wood up and I decide to dump and I can't, simply because I haven't used it in a long time. So I think it's kind of a good thing to be able to open and close this thing every once in a while. So that's kind of my rundown on it. Most of us truck guys think of all kinds of things to do with their vehicle. I would say if you're going to do this, this is probably the best way to do it. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just purchase a kit like this which I'll leave in the description below. It's gonna have everything you need, and the good thing is it's a DIY kit. It does require cutting. It also requires a welder, so make sure you guys have those things. This is definitely a great option. It's a good DIY thing at the house. I'm not saying everyone can do this, but I think a lot of you guys are smart enough to pull this one off on your vehicle. Pretty cool though, isn't it? No real updates on the transmission as of yet. I need some questions answered because it still won't go forward. It goes forward a little bit better. Reverse is really strong, but if I put it in first, second, or drive, the RPMs don't ramp up. It doesn't really seem like it wants to move forward unless I really give it some pedal. But I'm not crying about the situation. I know I'll figure it out. It's just a speed bump. Not really that big of a deal. But hey guys, let me know what you think about this dump bed kit in the description below. Would you do it to your truck or would you not? I feel like a little kid again. This is pretty awesome. I figured I'd share this with you. So that is it for this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Don't forget about that truck show. I'll leave that information in the description below. But other than that, we'll see you on the next video. Stay tuned.